critics are calling it the film event of the year. Hardly an adequate description or even an appropriate one, since the film has been around in one form or another since the 1930s. The history of the film itself in many respects is just as dramatic as the legendary Napoleon of France whose life and love it depicts. Producing the film, or for that matter envisioning its creation, required a radical dreamer. Enter Abel Gance, now 91 and living in Paris. Gance really was ahead of his time, years ahead, in his use of film effects, or what he called polyvision, 30 years later to be called Cinerama. Gance accomplished his masterpiece by freeing up the camera. Before then, a camera was defined as a piece of film equipment held on a tripod, stationary, and don't you dare move it. But the camera work in Napoleon is creative stuff. Photographers on roller skates, a camera around the waist of a belly dancer, and some other non-traditional places, including strapped to the waist of a horse. Or does a horse have a waist? Well, we'll have to check with Wes Sargent on that. But anyway, the results were stunning. The 4-hour cinema is made easier to digest by a 4-hour music score by famed conductor Carmine Coppola.
I'm happy about it because the score is written for symphony orchestra. It's a big score. It abounds with drums. You must know that Napoleon's favorite instrument was the field drum. He loved the drums. Well, of course he would be. He was a military man. He was kind of tone deaf. The drum, as you know, has no pitch, so I guess that's why that appealed to him.
The man conducting is not Coppola, and the orchestra is not the Atlanta Symphony, but both will be in their places when the film premieres at the Fox later this week. Ron Saylor, Action News.